I'd like to say tonight, too, how grateful I am for those beautiful readings on consecration. It's such an important part of our life. And as Mrs. Eddy says, the more we progress in science, the more consecrated we need to become, the more dependent we become on our Father for everything in our life. This week our lesson subject is on substance, and it is a topic that always reminds me of a wonderful healing I had a number of years ago. I've given this testimony before, but so much unfolds to me as I grow in this science. I'd like to share it again. My husband and I had been living in California. He was going to school there, and I became very ill with pneumonia. At that time, I neither got medical help nor did I call a practitioner, which was very unwise, and I was getting worse. I was losing weight and other things. So finally, I did call a practitioner, one from the Plainfield Church, even though I was living in California, and she gladly took my case, gladly helped me, and she gave me from page 60 of Unity of Good, Christ cannot come to mortal and material sense, which sees not God. This false sense of substance must yield to his eternal presence and so dissolve. And that is Mary Baker Eddy. So I began to ponder what it was to have a false sense of substance. I wasn't really sure at that time what it meant, but the practitioner was praying for me, and I certainly knew that I thought my life was in matter. I'd yet to really learn how my life isn't in matter, but in God. But also at that time, my husband and I were making a decision about where to live. He was going to be finishing school. He was from the West Coast. He had a very good job offer on the West Coast. It was a great climate, beautiful place to live, nice lifestyle. And I guess we thought that that is probably where we would or should live. But I was having a battle, really, with that. I did want to come back to New Jersey, which was my home, but mainly because the church was here and a healing practitioner was here, and I just yearned to be part of this. So I prayed deeply about it because in many ways it seemed maybe like the logical thing to live on the West Coast. My head said that, but my heart said something else. And when I made that decision to come back here to New Jersey and to Plainfield, I just felt a surge of joy come over me. And I was rapidly healed of that pneumonia. And I realized later, perhaps in retrospection, that my problem had been I had been depressed because of the human reasoning I had to where I should live and why I should live there. And it was this false sense of substance, of my substance, that needed to yield to God, to his plan, and to his purpose. And when I did that, my body just responded naturally and normally. And so, if any have a problem today, something stubborn or deep-rooted, you can ask yourself, what false sense of substance are you entertaining that you need to yield to your Father? You know, sometimes perhaps it's someone you can't forgive, or maybe a deep-rooted fear that you haven't faced. Bring it out in the open. Let God heal it, because this is the whole transformation. This is what heals. It brings you the greatest joy, the greatest peace, because you find this oneness, this connection with the Father. In Mrs. Eddy's hymn, 160, she says, "It matters not what be thy lot, so love doth guide. For storm or shine, pure peace is thine, whate'er betide." This is certainly what I found. All the human reasoning in the world doesn't matter. It's love that guides us. It's love that leads us home. It's love that heals us. I'm so very grateful for this church, for all the beautiful testimonies I heard tonight, the beautiful readings, and the beautiful music. Thank you all.